Greetings, everyone. I'm sorry that I couldn't be here with you in person, but I wanted to get a chance to share with you the academic side of the Notre Dame experience for student athletes. More than anything, I want to make sure that you're leaving this session with a very clear appreciation for the academic responsibilities, the resources that you would have should you choose to come and be a part of the Notre Dame family. More than anything, our role in academic services for student athletes is two things primarily. One, we're here to support, and two, we're here to challenge. Those are the two main roles that I'm going to play. The supporting part of my job is probably the easiest thing that we do. It's a very important part of positioning you, the individual student, to ensure that you're going to have an opportunity to maximize your ability. Supporting you involves coordinating our academic resources in a way that, at least during the transition, is going to be a comprehensive experience during the time that you're in structured study. A big part of what we want to do is make sure, one, that you're having a successful transition from high school to college, which is by far the most challenging part of this next phase in your life. And two, in addition to having a successful transition, we want to make sure that you're having success in the classroom each day, that you're growing as individuals, that your skills are developing each week you're on campus and you're making progress towards independence. And at the end of the day, this whole thing is really about you preparing yourself for the rest of your life. The 4-year experience that you'll have in college is going to go by very quickly. And the most important thing that we need to do is to make sure that not only are we supporting you in the classroom, but that we're helping you develop the habits and the skills that you're going to need to be successful in professional America. Now that starts the day you arrive on campus. We believe it's absolutely critical that we provide not only guidance as to how you can be a student athlete at Notre Dame, but we want to model for you responsible behavior. We think that's the best way to demonstrate not only how to use our resources, but also how to work consistently. Look, there's no secret to being successful. There's no secret to being successful in college, and there's no secret to being successful in life, and it starts with showing up. You got to be ready to show up each day on campus, ready to work, be consistent in your habits, and make sure that you're learning each day how to improve from the day before. So much of this is about cultivating growth. At the end of that first semester, our hope is that each student is going to earn their way out of the structured study environment. Now that happens, I would say, in probably half the guys, to be totally honest. Some guys really do a great job of taking ownership of this responsibility, using our resources consistently, and finding a good routine that will allow them to have success while also balancing what is a very busy workload. Other guys need an additional semester. They need more time to really refine their habits and to get in a good dynamic before they're ready to move out of our transition program towards more independence. What we'll do in that first semester is to make sure 4 nights a week that we have you in a good environment, one with an academic mentor that's going to be an upper class student or a graduate student that's going to work with you on all of the nuances of being a college student. Time management, organization. Each evening you're going to have 2 hours in study hall. And in that time, they're going to work closely with you to make sure that as you look at your week and the next several weeks, that you've got a clear idea of what your upcoming responsibilities are. Again, no secret. What you're going to be doing is working consistently each and every night on all your material. And the idea here is to help ensure that not only you're having success and you're balancing what is a busy lifestyle, but you're doing it in a manner that allows you to submit the best possible work. What we want to do is remove some of the habits that affect all students. procrastination, a lack of organization, maybe a struggle with time management, or just general laziness as it relates to some of your responsibilities academically. So much of what we're trying to instill in you is a recognition of how important it is, especially in the collegiate landscape, to make use of your free time in the evening each and every day, so that at the end of the day, after class, after practice, after your structured study environment, you've earned the right to have free time. Guilt-free free time, where you've done your obligation and you position yourself to be successful in class the next day, and that you know that this experience is going to be a reflection of your best effort. That's a critical part of how we work with students early on. We want to make sure that transition goes smoothly and that we get you into a good routine to have independence and continue that success. Using our resources is something that we're going to promote for the entire 4-year experience. The nature of our association is what's going to change. When you first arrive, we've got great structure and great oversight to ensure the transition goes well. But as you transition out of that, we're going to promote you to continue using our resources, but you take more ownership in setting those up. That's a big part of describing how we support student athletes, right? We're going to have structured study, mentors, content tutoring, the University Writing Center. All of these are great resources, but they're only complements to the most important part of this experience, and that's your hard work. There's no shortcut there. One of the great things about coming to a place like Notre Dame is that you're going to be surrounded not only with a locker room full of guys who value getting the most out of this experience, but you're going to be surrounded by 8,000 undergraduate students on this campus that have worked really hard to get here because they value getting an education and they want to do it the right way. And it makes it really easy to do things the right way when you're surrounded by other students in the locker room and other students on campus who value doing it that way. It's probably the most important resource that our guys have. Their student body peers. As much as we're here to support you and that we're always going to be a part of your life, a huge, very important dynamic that allows you to really maximize your abilities is to collaborate with your peers. Notre Dame is a competitive environment. It's a challenging environment, appropriately, but it's not a cutthroat environment. A really important part of this next experience is going to be you buying in and having an active role in our community. You hear the term Notre Dame family, and I can understand how sometimes that seems a little cheesy, but the reality is it's true. And when you hear Notre Dame family, what we're describing is a group of people who've come together to care about each other and to strive to get the most out of this experience. And that's the type of student athlete that we're looking for. Some unique things about Notre Dame that I want you to know, because it's going to be important should you choose to come here. One, it's an attendance-based university. You got to be in class. That's our expectation. In addition to being in class, we're going to challenge you to make sure that you are as engaged as you possibly can. You need to get to know your professors. They're here because they want to teach you and have a relationship with you. You need to get to know your classmates. They're going to be important parts of your collaboration. They have important things to offer you, and you have important things to offer them. And together you come together and elevate each other. But that only works if you're interested in being a part of that community. One of the great things about it is that the class sizes average between 20 and 30 students. Now, that's a great thing if you're interested in getting individual attention. That's a great thing if you see a smaller classroom where you're going to have relationships as being an environment that's going to help you get the most out of this. But if you're more comfortable as one of 500 students in a large lecture hall where you're anonymous, this is not the place for you. That's not how we do things. I talked about supporting you earlier on, positioning you to have success by surrounding you with resources. Well, the other part of my job is to challenge students. And a big part of what that entails is to have very candid and very honest dialogue about ways in which you can do things differently, more efficiently, in a capacity that's going to give you more opportunities for success. And again, so much of what we're trying to do here is to get you into a routine that will last through college and into your professional years. When I say challenge, it's not just going to be me. Part of being on a campus like Notre Dame is that there is no anonymity. When you make good choices and you find success, you will be celebrated. But when you make bad choices, which you will, you're going to be held accountable in a very caring way. You're going to be surrounded by people from our office, the coaching staff, faculty, people in your dorm, all of them having a relationship with you, all of them knowing you personally. They're going to be there to support you, but they're also going to be there to challenge you to make sure that you are developing and you are growing in a way that will allow you to leave here and have great success. When you make bad choices, which we will all do every day of our lives, we're human and we're flawed. What we ask is somebody who's open to reflection. We're going to have a conversation about what your role was in that outcome and how tomorrow you can do it better than you did today. But that involves a dialogue, and you have to want to be a part of something like that. It's very unique. You're not going to find what we do anywhere else. You've got football on arguably the largest stage, combined with academics and social in a much more intimate setting. For those who like it, for those who value that, for those who want to be a part of this family, who want to be an active member of our community, the results speak for themselves. I haven't talked about graduation because I work at a place where that's a luxury. What that means is if you come here and you do your part, look at the numbers. We graduate at or near the top of football student athletes every year. And that's not a coincidence. It's because this system works. It's because we have a great routine with wonderful people who are dedicated to ensuring that this experience is going to be life-changing. But it all starts with you. And you have to make a decision about what the right culture is. So when you take your trips and you learn about the different programs, please take into consideration not only what this experience is going to offer you athletically, or not only what this is going to offer you academically or socially, but all three together. And you got to find a place that's going to support and challenge you to help you reach your goals and to maximize your ability. Listen, at the end of the day, college football is a huge business. You know that. And if you observe the rules of compliance over your next 4 or 5 years, you're not going to see a dime of the millions of dollars that you generate for the institution, for the TV networks. I mean, you're generating money right now for recruiting websites. So you have to ask yourself, how is this experience fair? And the only answer that I can come up with is that you're aggressive in getting the best education you can. That's it. That's the only thing you can control. Now, we hope if you aspire to play football after college that you're in a position to do that, and we're going to support you. That's a legitimate career opportunity for you at this point. But we have no idea how your college football career is going to go, much less any professional career. It's absolutely essential that you make good choices about where you're going to go, and then when you arrive there, you've got to take ownership of this to make sure you're getting the absolute best education you can. Because if you don't, you'll be exploited. And worse, you'll be choosing to be exploited. This is a very important decision. And what you need to do is to have the conviction to recognize who you are, what's going to be the best fit, and how you can use that opportunity to put yourself in a great position after those 4 years. The product at Notre Dame speaks for itself. What our guys do, both in football and out of football, speaks for itself. And the reality is that if you choose to come here, and if you buy in, and if you decide that this is the right place for you, you will have an unparalleled experience that will change not only your life, but the lives of the people around you. The choice is yours. Make sure you ask questions, make sure you get a good sense, but if you want to be a part of something special, if you want individual attention, if you want all the support you're going to need, and surrounded by people who are going to challenge you to get the most out of this experience, I'm very confident to say that we're going to do it better than anybody.